When it comes to healthy eating, some of us follow certain rules or guidelines to keep us on track, but there's so much information out there, it's hard to know what rules to follow and what rules to kick to the curb. So today I'm with Stephanie from Food Wonderful, who's gonna help us figure out all of these rules. And Stephanie, I think we start with the rules that we wanna follow, the rules that we wanna keep. And the first rule is to honor your hunger.
It's really important that we recognize our body's own ability to tell us when it's time to eat. And when we ignore those feelings of hunger, it can result in our metabolism actually slowing down, and it makes us feel more hungry as the day progresses. Sometimes that can lead us to overeat, especially in the evening.
The next rule sort of goes hand in hand with after we eat. We need to respect when we're full.
And this is another one that seems very simple but can be pretty tricky. It's just really important that when you sit down to eat, you gauge how hungry you are. And then as you're eating, just check in and think, how full am I? Maybe if you have a whole plate in front of you and you finish half your meal, you recognize, I want a few more bites of this, but if I eat this entire meal, I'm gonna feel too full.
Right, so then in that case, put it in the refrigerator, save it for later.
Exactly, and remember, you can always eat again if you're hungry later.
The third rule that we should follow is enjoy the foods that you love, so don't skip your favorite treats.
Exactly. Whenever we start to restrict foods, that just makes us want them even more. So Jane, if I tell you that you can never have another donut again, what are you gonna think about?
Donuts.
Exactly. But if I tell you, you know what, Jane, you can eat pizza and donuts and ice cream and all those foods just as long as they make you feel good, I bet that you'll feel a little bit better about maybe some days having a pizza and some days having a salad and just finding a little bit more balance.
So let's switch gears and talk about the rules or talk about the guidelines that we should maybe push to the side, kick to the curb, and not follow.
Exactly.
And the first one, and so many people do this, is we count calories.
Those calorie trackers are not especially accurate. It's really difficult to estimate human metabolism. The number of calories that we burn actually changes every day depending on how much sleep we got or if we worked out or a whole slew of other things. In my opinion, that's all just very cumbersome and you should just forget all about that and just eat when you're hungry and stop when you're full.
Now, the next guideline that we have all heard of and that you're saying, hey, don't follow this, is cutting carbs out of your diet.
We need carbohydrates. They're an essential macronutrient. They're one of the 3 macronutrients that we most need to fuel our body. And evidence shows that a diet that has a moderate intake of carbohydrates, that's the most nutritious diet for us.
The other rule that you say not to follow is to stick to a very strict diet.
So I think a lot of us have this idea that we need to be suffering for our health, that the only way the diet is working is if it's really awful. I say throw that out and just find a nutrition plan that is flexible and that will work for you every day. Instead of rules and restrictions, it's what does my life look like and how can I make this fit into my life?
So Stephanie, I think then the biggest takeaway from today is to be mindful.
Exactly. We want to figure out what's going to work within our lifestyle that makes us feel good and that doesn't leave us feeling deprived.
Thanks, Stephanie. For more healthy eating ideas, just head to our website, livinghealthytv.com.